The Nick Bosa factor. He has a concussion. It's one of these. This is the one injury where it's not about how much you want to play, how important you are. There's supposed to be an independent protocol that takes this out of the team's hands and really protects the player from himself, from his team. So we'll find out. The Niners did really well without him at the end of the game, though. What do you think the Nick Bosa? How important is he in this matchup?
So I think he's very important. I disagree where I think I'd seen you said where they were fine without him last year, because I don't think they were. If you look in big time games when they played the Bills last year and they played Green Bay, they couldn't get a pass rush. Why? Because they didn't have an elite pass rusher. They had what's the guy that was what was the guy the name that he signed over in Seattle and did nothing this year.
Everett
from last, huh?
Who, the tight end from the Rams?
No, the defense.
Hyder.
They had Hyder. Hyder was on the roster last year. He signed for Seattle. I think he had 1.5 sacks this year. He did nothing in Seattle.
Yeah.
So Nick Bosa is an elite pass rusher. And I know they were fine towards the end of the game for Green Bay, but do you guys remember who set the tone for the defense in this game? Right? It was Bosa, right? Was it the third play he sacks Dak Prescott?
That's true. And then they spent the rest of the game chipping him, and the Niners didn't have a solution for it. And since then, they've actually found many.
Right. And there's been periods of time in throughout the season when they need a big play on the defense, and Nick Bosa comes up and makes a play. He sacks the quarterback for a loss, makes the penalty, jaw hold, false start, all of that. So I think Nick Bosa is very important. We've seen him. He draws attention from the defense. He makes big plays in big moments. He's their elite pass rusher, elite guy off the edge. I think he's very important. There's going to be, if he can't play this game, I think it's going to have a huge impact. Can they win without him?
That's true, because I think his attention helps everyone else. But I want to say that Green Bay's offensive line is awful. And I think the Niners' inability to get a pass rush on Rodgers in the first game was a function of D'Amico being a little green and not having a solution for the chips, which he has now. And also, Arden Key wasn't a factor back then. They've changed too. D'Amico's figured out who his best pass rushers are, and Arden Key's hot. Eric Armstead is now a full-time defensive tackle. I don't know if he was at that point.
No,
I think, yeah. So I think you see that you have you have depth on this line, and you're going against a terrible offensive line. They can get a pass rush without Bosa. And I think he'll probably play.
I think so too. But what I'm saying is I think that his impact will be felt if he plays, and if he's not playing, it will be felt. He's very important.
All I'm saying is if he doesn't play, I'm not like, well, now I got to reconsider my entire prediction. Like, I'm not sure. No. I think they can win without Bosa. I do. I'm not saying I'm picking the Niners to win this game yet. You're going to have to tune in on Friday. Find that out.
I think they can win without Bosa, but I do think he's very important, and he definitely increases their chance to win by a fair margin.
DRB says, "Oh, sorry."
I don't know. So I will agree with that point about it. I think it did take a little while for Eric Armstead to settle into that defensive tackle role for a little while. It took him a couple games for him to get used to playing, inside full time again.